Before the Jedi, before the Sith, before lightsabers, empires, and chosen ones, there were gods, beings of pure force, so powerful, so ancient, even the galaxy forgot them. But the echoes remain, in hidden temples, broken relics, and Jedi nightmares. These are the Force gods you were never told about. In the Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker was pulled into a realm that shouldn't exist, a floating realm of stone, light, and shadow. Mortis. There he met three beings known only as the Ones, the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. Not Force-sensitive, but made of the Force itself. The Father stood at the center, balance incarnate. The Daughter radiated peace, compassion, serenity, pure light. And the Son was hunger, ambition, fear. He was the dark side. Mortis wasn't just a vision. It was a nexus of the Force, a realm outside time, space, and logic. Inside, the laws of the galaxy didn't apply. Ships aged and crumbled, but living beings endured. Jedi described it as a place where the Force itself lived and breathed. The Father believed the Force was losing balance across the galaxy. So he summoned the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, not to fight, but to replace him. To become the new guardian of balance, and possibly a god. The Son tempted Anakin with visions of his future, fire, death, and Darth Vader. The Daughter tried to protect him, eventually sacrificing herself to save her father. And when Anakin left Mortis, the entire realm vanished, like it was never meant to be seen again. Some Jedi would later wonder, did Mortis disappear? Or did it withdraw, sensing the galaxy wasn't ready? But Mortis was only part of the truth. There was a fourth, a being the Ones never spoke of, a secret hidden even from the Jedi. Once, she was mortal, known only as the Servant. She lived with the Ones, serving the Father, the Son, and the Daughter in harmony. But while they were eternal, she was not, and she feared being left behind. So she sought their power, not through discipline or destiny, but through desperation. She drank from the font of power, where dark side energy boiled like fire, and bathed in the pool of knowledge, where the light side pulsed like living memory. But these forces weren't meant to be combined, not by mortal flesh, not by a fragile mind. What emerged was no longer the servant. She became Abeloth, the bringer of chaos. Her body twisted, her mind shattered. She became obsessed with control and terrified of being alone. She didn't destroy planets with weapons, she infected minds. Jedi Masters were driven mad just by sensing her. She could possess a host and reshape her body into whatever form she needed, sometimes beautiful, sometimes monstrous. Abeloth escaped her prison more than once, and when she did, it took everything the Jedi and Sith had to stop her. In the fate of the Jedi era, she returned again, stronger. Luke Skywalker tracked her across the galaxy, from cursed worlds to ancient temples, watching her tear through Jedi and corrupt even his allies. She didn't just fight with lightsabers or force lightning, she fought with visions, twisting realities, making her enemies see friends turning against them, or the dead walking again. In one of their final confrontations, Abeloth split into multiple bodies, forcing Luke to battle versions of her across different planes of existence. And still, he endured, not with brute strength, but with clarity. Luke saw through the illusion and struck when her connection between realities faltered. He didn't just survive Abeloth, he outwitted her. Because Luke Skywalker wasn't just a Jedi, he had become something more. A guardian of balance, and a challenger of ancient, forbidden things. Long before the Jedi, long before the Sith, there were beings who bent reality without touching it. Not gods, not mortals, but something in between. The galaxy remembers them only as Bedlam spirits. They had no names, only descriptions. Chaos, death, order, dreams. Some were beautiful, others monstrous. They could appear as mist, or stars, or silence. In ancient records, the Bedlam spirits were said to dwell in the far reaches of the galaxy, where space itself bends and the Force shifts unnaturally, where logic breaks, where time can fold. In one known encounter, Typha Jem, the so-called left-handed god of the Sith, is possibly one of them, or something even worse. He was said to exist beyond life and death, sleeping in the wellspring of chaos. The Bedlam spirits could reshape entire environments with thought. One, known as Tilotny, was recorded in ancient stories, playing with time, turning beings into shadows and cause and effect just to see what would happen. They had no interest in ruling, no goals, only curiosity and power without boundaries. The Jedi never studied them. The Sith never dared. and those who encountered them were never the same again. Some say the Bedlam spirits are remnants of an earlier galaxy, a time before the Force took form. Others believe they are what waits after the Force. They didn't disappear, they simply lost interest in us. And if they ever return, the Force itself might not be enough to stop them. You won't find the Ones, Abeloth, or the Celestials in Jedi textbooks, not in holocrons, not in the Jedi Code, not even whispers. Why? Because the Jedi buried them, or worse, they chose to forget. The Jedi teach peace, order, and control. They tell younglings the Force is a current, flowing through all life, simple and serene. But that version of the Force is safe, sanitized, contained. The truth is far messier. The Force is wild, ancient, and alive, and there are corners of it where even Jedi Masters fear to look. When Anakin Skywalker returned from Mortis, the Jedi Council didn't log it as fact. They treated it as a vision, a hallucination. But Anakin remembered, and so did Obi-Wan. And years later, Yoda would travel across the galaxy, seeking answers in hidden temples, ancient places outside time. There he encountered a truth he could barely comprehend, that the Jedi had only scratched the surface of the Force. That the ancient beings like the Ones and the Celestials weren't myths, they were part of it, living embodiments of the chaos, balance, and hunger within the Force itself. And so the Jedi made a choice. Don't ask, don't teach, don't remember. Because to speak of the Ones is to accept that the Force has secrets the Jedi can't control, that it might not be about light versus dark, but about something older, something cosmic. We think of Star Wars as a story about heroes and villains, Jedi and Sith, but those are just echoes. The truth runs deeper. Long before empires rose and fell, the Force was shaped by beings beyond comprehension, gods who didn't follow codes or creeds. They were the code. They were the Force. The Jedi tried to bury their memory. The Sith tried to twist their power, but the Ancient Ones never truly vanished. They wait, in forgotten systems, in cursed temples. In the dreams of Jedi who stray too close to the edge. Abeloth still stirs in the dark corners of the galaxy. Mortis still lingers just outside reality. And the Celestials? Maybe they're not gone, just watching. Because Luke Skywalker didn't just rebuild the Jedi Order. He faced the things even the Jedi feared to name. He stared into the heart of the Force and survived. And if these gods return, we may not be ready.